Hi everyone, my name is Victor Cantore. I'm the President and CEO of Amex Exploration, and joining me today is Eric Lemieux, an independent analyst with more than 20 years experience in exploration with a focus on Quebec. As a reminder, I may make forward-looking statements. Please review our legal disclaimer found on the Amex Exploration website. Hi Eric, nice to have you on this webinar.
Thank you, Victor. I'm very happy to be here.
So, given these uncertain times and the traditional flight to gold for safety, how do you see the COVID-19 affecting the price of gold?
Well, good question, Victor. As we recently saw, gold has been quite volatile. And even though the flight to safety may have been put in doubt with gold's initial fall 2 weeks ago, about to $1,470, we do see, like it's done historically, that gold plays its role of a safe haven to the flight to safety. Indeed, it was liquidated with value from those who panicked. And obviously what happened in March, there was total panic. And so this was, I think, the typical reaction of gold to go down. But as we saw in the last few days, gold has regained its value. What leads me to think that gold remains a store of value in tumultuous times. I think that is non-negotiable. And even if I'm optimistic as to the eventual outcome of the COVID-19 saga, and maybe one day I can go in more in depth to why I call this a saga, but that I'll close my parenthesis. I'll say that gold remains a beacon of real store of wealth. And this is through thick and thin, through political upheaval and biological welfare. Maybe not a politically correct statement for me to say there, but this all leads me to be measurably bullish on the price of gold for sure in the medium term. And so this leads me to say that right now, I believe that gold projects in good locations should get more and more interest from the investors. And so I think we're in a good period. And so I'm bullish on the price of gold and on good gold projects, Victor.
Great, thanks. So you've been to a lot of mining exploration sites. Is there anything special about the Amex project that strikes you?
I'll say one word. I'll say the word Abitibi. And the Abitibi is an area that covers northwestern Quebec and northeastern Ontario. It's a well-renowned area for the geologists because it's host to the Abitibi, what we call the Abitibi greenstone belt, which is one of the largest preserved greenstone belts in the world that is very well endowed with minerals and metals, particularly gold. As we know, the Abitibi has these huge world-class gold deposits, also base metals, copper, zinc, and significant amounts of also nickel, copper, PGE deposits. So all in all, the Abitibi is very well endowed. And saying well endowed, well, it has an historic track record of production. And so having that historical track record of production, this leads to the fact that you've got expertise in the area. And so people are used to seeing mining going on. And so I think that adds another layer of interest to the area, and particularly the Perron project, where you're in a territory that is known for mining. And so this is most interesting. And so I want to highlight the fact that as an analyst, when you do site visits, well, you got to get to the site, and the fact that you're in a few hours drive from Montreal if you had to drive by car, which by the way is a beautiful route. But you can land in Rouyn-Noranda, and less than an hour you'll be on the property, and it's located right next to the town of Normetal. And like I was saying earlier on, Normetal is an historical town, if you want, in terms of mining. There was an historical mine there, and so you've got expertise, and the people are used to seeing drills maybe in the backyard, to see workers that are either close or far away from mining. So all in all, this leads to the fact that this is a project that is easily road accessible year-round. I think that's an important element. It's proximal to power, to water. So all these ingredients that really help mining. And so when you've got also access to specialized contractors in the area, it just makes the things much more easier for a mining project. So I think, I'll conclude by saying that the Perron project is really located in a sweet spot. And this, my belief. This leads to the fact that I can easily say that you should have a premium to your gold in that area.
It's great.
And so I'm excited by the project, like I just conveyed. And so, Victor, this leads me to ask you the question that you know, we know that COVID-19 has disrupted a lot of stuff, but when do you expect that you can go back and do some drilling on the Perron property?
Well, the guidelines currently is May 4th. In Quebec, they've allowed the producers back online. So we're expecting to be back online at the latest on by May 4th. So once we go back to site, it'll be very quickly because we haven't demobilized. The drills are on the pads. So once the drillers get back, once we're given the go ahead, the drillers go back on site, it's safety checks, get the rods back in, and we start drilling. We were one of our holes were less than 60 meters away, and the second one we're about 150 meters away. So within the next couple of days, after we're allowed to get back on the property, we'll already have core to send to the labs. The labs unfortunately have also stopped, but as soon as they get going, also we do have a lot of samples at the lab also. So we should be expecting news quite quickly after the government opens up mining exploration again.
That sounds really good. And so I guess my next subject would be to go more into details and maybe be able to talk with some of your, I should say, your VP of exploration.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'll thank you right away for joining me. But Eric, you're going to be speaking with Kelly Malcolm, our VP Exploration, about the Eastern Gold Zone, Gratien, and the Grey Cat Zone in the next couple of segments. So I'm going to be looking forward to hearing that myself.
Sounds good. Take care.
Great. Thank you.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.